everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. Today's recipe is for homemade hamburger soup. This makes for a very healthy and tasty meal. It's also very quick and easy to make. So let's get started on this. Start by adding 1 1/4 pounds of ground beef to the frying pan. Then season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Then take a fork and break it apart into chunks while it's frying, and then continue to fry it until it's fully cooked and lightly browned. And while you're still frying this, you can add 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Continue stirring it until it's well mixed together. And once that's fried up, you set it aside until you're ready to use it. And then on to a little bit of prep time. You'll need to chop up some carrots, red bell pepper, some celery, and some sweet onion. And this recipe has some really unique ingredients in it, so let's get started with the amounts. Then take out a large pot and melt some butter in the bottom. You will need about 2 tablespoons of butter. Then add 2 cups of chopped carrots, and 1 cup of chopped celery, and 1 cup of chopped red bell pepper. Now add 2 large cloves of garlic that have been chopped fine. Next add 1 cup of chopped sweet onion. And just bear in mind that the amounts of the vegetables are approximates. If you like a certain vegetable more than another, you can add a little bit more, not a big deal. Then stir this while you put it on over medium-high heat. Now saute the vegetables for about 5 minutes. You just want them to start to cook. You don't want your vegetables overcooked. By the time you add the rest of the ingredients, it will be just lightly tender. Now you'll need a minimum of 900 ml of beef broth. Sometimes you need to add a little bit more. This depends on how soupy you like it, or if you like it to be a little bit thicker. Then continue to stir it and heat it through. And now add 1 3/4 of a cup of diced tomatoes. Now this is really starting to smell good. And this is the beauty of making homemade soups. The smell of it cooking makes you hungry, and you can't wait to have a bowl. On to the next ingredient. Add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. By now you'll have your heat turned down to a low to medium and just have the soup simmer. Next you'll add the cooked hamburger. And of course just continue to simmer until that's heated through. And stir it with a large spoon so that the hamburgers mix through well. Now just add 1 cup of elbow macaroni. And stir that quite frequently so that the macaroni doesn't stick to the bottom. And you simmer it until the macaroni is tender. And yes, you're seeing correctly, this is red wine. This is optional. If you don't want to add it, you don't have to, but a 1/4 cup of red wine really accentuates the flavor. This is a good time to do a taste test and add a little bit more salt and pepper. I just sprinkle the salt and pepper in from the salt shaker, but in total, you're probably going to put about 1/2 teaspoon of each. Now this is a very simple soup to make, but it's very hearty, and with the unique ingredients in it, you'll be surprised at how tasty this really is. There are no potatoes in it. I used the macaroni for the starch. Now that's all there is to it. Go ahead and give it a try. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. Thanks so much for watching Best Recipes with Sharon.